Hey guys, this is Phil. Welcome to a new video. This time we're reviewing the X-Man XT3. This is a new cube that is best described as a pared down Tornado V3. Unfortunately, we opened this cube already because we were excited to try it, and trust me, this is a cube worth being excited about. So for starters, basic information here, we have the flagship and the pioneer. The pioneer has maglev and UV, and the flagship does not. It's just a spring and a glossy exterior, which is pretty nice. The flagship goes for $21 and the pioneer goes for $29, so both of these cost less than the flagship Tornado V3, which was one of the more popular iterations of the TV3. All right, so let's take a look at what you get if you get this cube. You get this interestingly long box here with an accessories package. So I'll show you the inside of the box. The cube goes in here, just pretty snug actually, and then you get an accessories box. And you can tell that they've really tried to brand the X Team onto here, which is really cool. It's a great expression of team spirit. Gee, X Team. I noticed they're doing more videos with the X Team TheCubers, and it's a lot of fun for team spirit for sure. So let's open the box and see what we get in here. Let's see here. Oh, blank cap. Take note. Other manufacturers, I saw Moyu posting, like, if you're going to Asian Championships, hit us up for a blank cap. And here we are, Chi just giving us the blank cap. So thanks so much for that. And then this is a cleaning cloth. We have a big pamphlet. This one has a roux tutorial. Is that a roux tutorial? This is a Chinese roux pamphlet. Yeah? I could learn roux using this if I wanted to. Okay, Chinese roux pamphlet. We have the bag here. I think it would have been cool to make an X-Team bag, but this is the traditional kind of faux leather bag, which is nice. And then we have this guy here. This is the tutorial on how to actually use the cube. This is another tutorial. It's another tutorial. Okay, what can we do here? We can adjust the tension using a screwdriver, and then elasticity using what? Our hand. So this is a Chi mechanism we've seen before. You just twist and it works. So screwdriver, hand, no weird uncommon tools. So let's take a look now at what's inside this cube. So we said it was a pared down Tornado V3. So let's figure out in what way. So you'll notice that it has a simple magnetic core, no fancy balls. On the inside, it's just magnets that you can see. The core is a traditional Chi color. This is what a lot of their cores look like. And there's a magnet underneath here. And the magnets are in capsules, so you can see them, and they're kind of colored. Looks like there are no adjustable magnets, which is, I think, one of the more obvious simplifications of the cube from the V3. So what we have here is I lubed the flagship with Gravitas and Dignitas, and I did not lube the Pioneer, so I'll show you what the cube sounds like and performs like stock. It has a very papery feel, and when you first turn it, you'll notice just how light the cube is. Without all the extra parts and the features, the Pioneer is 72 grams and the flagship is 65 grams, so that's really cool. Chi really hasn't made too many light cubes, right? Because all their cubes are either medium or heavy. I remember the Volk Power being so heavy. So this is a really light cube, and that's pretty cool for Chi to do that. So the turning is papery, and you can feel on stock tensions, it's pretty loose, and you can feel that there's space in between the pieces. When you lube this cube, there's a lot more piece-to-piece cohesion, and it's really comfortable, and it becomes much closer to a TV3, except it's really light. The corner cutting is really good. And honestly, for $21, this is a great cube. I can expect a lot of people on that budget saying, like, I don't want to go past, you know, the $20, $25 mark to really be interested in this cube, because it has the same combination of features as the RS3 V5, and Chi and Moyu are both really important, well-developed companies in the budget cube space. So this is really cool. And I can see that a lot of the X Team guys are using this cube actually competitively. One thing you'll notice if you do get this cube is that the cube is really springy. It's so springy, in fact, that if you just like tap it, you can feel the feedback of the spring. If you don't like that feeling, don't worry too much, because you can lube the spring and it will get rid of some of the springiness. That's what I did, because Steven kept asking me to do it. He wouldn't leave me alone until I lubed the spring. So I did, I hit it with some Wave 5, and the spring seems fine. Yeah, no problems. All right, so let's do some solves and see how we do. So my solves were, honestly, they were really good. I'm really impressed by this $20-ish cube. I think it's actually more fun than a lot of more expensive cubes, and more fun than I remember on the Tornado V3. This is a good cube, especially for, you know, in the low 20s. I was using the flagship mostly and not the Pioneer because I'm a spring lover. I just like the feeling of springs, and I like that it's a little more controllable. And the Chi glossy plastic is actually really comfortable, so I have no problems using the cheaper version of the cube. In fact, I think it's better, and I encourage anybody who's curious about this cube to maybe consider this first. But if you know you like UV and maglev, then, you know, Pioneer always works. One thing that I really found enjoyable about the cube was its weight. Like, I feel like I can maneuver the cube really easily without struggling. And when I was in the zone, I was pumping out really good times. I was getting 8s and 8s and 8s without feeling like I was trying too hard. So got really good results on this cube, and I stand by my results, and I think this cube is really good. I highly recommend lubing the cube with something heavy and compressing it. I think if you leave it stock on lower settings, it is unstable and it deforms a lot, and it feels like there's a lot of empty space. So if you fill up that empty space with a little more compression and some lube, the result is really nice. This one has Gravitas and Dignitas, and I think those two lubes are super effective on this cube. And the result is something that's light, but also stable and controllable. A+. If you're watching this on the early side, both of these cubes will be available on pre-order on TheCubicle.com, and they should be available early to mid-November. This was definitely a pleasant release. We did not expect Chi to just throw this cube into the mix right after the TV4, but this is a really, really good product. I don't think it risks cannibalizing the TV4. I think it's a welcome addition to Chi's repertoire of 3x3s, and I'm really happy it exists. All right, well, thanks so much for watching. This was a really pleasant surprise, and we hope that we get surprised again by one of the major companies real soon, because, yeah, this was awesome. See you next time.